Rascal walk-on choice for Desi Mercer, making her return to the Lakeside stage for the first time in 2 years. On debut, didn't go to plan against Vicky Prum of Sweden, but she's got another chance here against one of the most impressive performances of the week so far from Jitka Cisarova of the Czech Republic, averaging just shy of 78, which is actually the second highest recorded average we've ever got from her. And the scoring in particular was outstanding. I think she's happy to be here, judging by her demeanour on stage. But she's certainly got a tough contest against the Czech woman, who was outstanding against Anka Zylstra, limiting her much more experienced opponent to virtually nothing in terms of the doubles. There was loads of ton 40s. She kept those darts straight and true. And even though Desi's the seeded player, Raymond Smith, I think she might come into this one as the underdog.
Yeah, absolutely. Jitka in that first game was phenomenal. But so in control, and just, yeah, it was really, really good to see somebody on debut just dancing to their own rhythm.
Couldn't really keep the smile off her face when she was throwing in that first game. She knew that she'd made a very strong start and just flowed with confidence from thereafter.
It'll be an interesting test. Desi's probably one of the slower players on tour. She's a very focused individual on the dartboard, off the dartboard. Well, you'll see why she gets the nickname Rascal.
60 to start, but 3 very nice straight darts.
And that's the hallmark of her first performance. Solid start from Desi as well. I know Desi's a little bit blasé at times when it comes to her preparation and what have you. She's one of those people that absolutely loves to have fun. But when she gets on the dartboard, very much all business.
You can see from her throwing style that the left arm really does stick out, presumably for balance purposes.
Yeah, just taking a little counterbalance there, keeps herself grounded.
100.
Nice set from Desi.
Decent introduction to this year's championship.
Just a bit wayward there. It seems Desi's got a little bit of the jitters at the moment, trying to get everything in the right place.
In terms of the rolling averages, we know that Jitka does have a higher level of performance in her, so if she plays her own game, doesn't get nervous on stage, we would expect her to win.
140.
There's the first of those 140s that was so regular against Anka.
Yes, she seems to be taking the pace quite nicely as well. Desi can play a really good grinding game, much the same as she's showing it here in the first set. Where she can just pick away at triples.
151.
Errant dart there. Desi would like a nice ton or a 140. Try and put the pressure on that 108. I'll leave a bogey.
You require
6 for
108.
108.
Not the greatest counting there from Desi, so Jitka gets 6 darts to take out 108.
I like that approach there. I mean, most people on 108 would look at the 19 routes, or some like to go a little bit of a funny way, but she's setting up for a long game here. So getting the ton to leave the 8, try and build in some confidence, get that process established early.
70.
It's a good pickup for Desi.
You require 63.
63 is no gimme.
And it's one of those funny numbers because no matter what you hit, it doesn't leave you a favourable double. It leaves you sort of the minors.
No double left for Jitka, missing the big number. 35 left.
It's unfamiliar territory for you. I guess you were so clinical in that first game. But this
31.
may be an opportunity for Desi now. She nicks this one.
Desi, you require 96.
Try and chip away a little bit at the early confidence of Jitka.
Has to be treble 17.
Got it, tops.
She's taking her time.
In
So
charge of the
wonderful
first
shot
leg.
from Desi.
Desi Mercer. Second leg is Desi to throw first. Game on.
Well, after the poor first start at the treble 20, Desi rescued that brilliantly well.
Backs it up with a solid opener as well. She's looking fairly confident over the treble, just the line's a little bit over to the left side at the moment.
100.
It's the first experience for Jitka losing a leg on the Lakeside stage, because she won 6 on the bounce against Anka Zylstra in her first round match. Desi, a seeded player by virtue of how strongly she's performed in New Zealand. A couple of title wins this year, 13 in total.
101.
Yeah, which is exceptional when you consider that you've got Nicole and Wendy in the fields as well, and they're both playing fantastic darts. So you've got that battle, plus Desi's come over to Australia for a few tournaments as well, and performed very well over there. I'd like to say that it's, both the Australians have, all the Australians have adopted Desi, as we have with most of the Kiwis. Sort of a Russell Crowe scenario.
Yeah, Australia and New Zealand best friends this week at Lakeside.
Yeah, we'll be mortal enemies again at the test match, the next test match. The New Zealand darts scene at the moment is going along very, very well. It seems New Zealand Darts Council and the DPNZ over there are doing quite well. They're doing a lot of things for the players. So and it's just showing in a lot of their darts. I know we've got a few Kiwis over in the UK on the PDC side now with Hopoi and Ben Robbs over there for the Ali Pali later this month. Both playing very, very well.
24.
And we didn't see that at all from Jitka in the first game. So I'm wondering if the pace is probably getting to us, giving it too much time to think.
think after how strong that performance was, maybe the expectation levels have ramped up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's something that I banked on the game I played Florian Hempel, for argument's sake, at Ali Pali. He just played Dimitri Vandenberg and put in a solid performance, and I thought, oh, well, that expectation, you know, that's something for me to capitalise on. So it's definitely a factor.
85. As you require 164.
Desi just setting herself as she does. Loose start gives you an opportunity here. Should give us some confidence to really attack that 140. You've got to make sure of that first start in these situations.
41. As you require 119.
And this is where your practice really comes in handy. Like, this is the way you set up and do all the boring stuff. So that way when you get into these scenarios, you can at least make sure of the first start. $60 to leave 20.
99.
Set up shot from Desi.
Jitka, you require 131.
96. Stay at the 60.
40.
Very uncharacteristic. Yeah,
As you
you could
require
excuse 1 or 2
20.
shots at a leg, but there's been quite a few.
Not finding a range so far.
No score.
Thinking about it a bit too
Jitka, you
much.
require 91.
But we saw Desi hit two darts for 91. Over for the 16. Which looks like she's going up top.
43. As you require 20.
I've got to say, I'm not a fan of Desi's approach at the moment. It's sort of, you want to move into the board. You want to be standing behind the encroachment line and moving into the board. That's how you're going to set your line over your target. And Desi's sort of entering before the encroachment line.
48.
Good to see her come back behind that little red square there and then move in straight at the target, eyeballing the target as you move in. It'll help your body set its line.
In shot and a second leg. Jitka Cisarova.
First start and a double for Jitka, and she's hit it.
Third leg, it's Jitka to throw first.
That should steady
Game
up.
on.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing that was missing from Jitka's game in the first one, is the 1632 route. She was outside on the left. But this time, dead bang in the centre.
60.
And solid opener there. I just see Desi comes in here and she's walking straight into the hockey line. And then trying to find her line from there. I'd like to see the stand back, have a look at the board and find out where your line sits, and then move into the hockey line.
$70. $60.
Jitka started off nice and solid here, back to what was the hallmark of her first game, straight darts. Triples aren't there yet, but early doors.
$45.
Desi seems a little frustrated there, maybe ruining opportunities from the leg prior.
What you see from Jitka is that she brings the dart back right in between her eyes, whereas Desi almost brings it over the
41.
shoulder. It's like she's about to throw a javelin.
Yeah, it's a funny thing with I know you look at other players. Phil Taylor was left eye dominant. We got another player at home, Robbie King, who's left eye dominant as well, and brings the dart right back in front of his face. But
43.
Desi throws much like my previous mentor. That was nowhere near his face, and I'm one of those people. It's got to sit within my eye line if I can't see where my hand is. But all types to make the world. If you know where everything is, and
100.
you practice, you get that consistency. Anything will work. Technique's one of those funny things. It's all individual. There is no right or wrong way. A little push there from Desi.
100.
And she's caught back up. And you can stay impatient here. As I said, it can be quite frustrating when you're not hitting trebles, but if you're throwing straight darts, building that passive pressure. So now Desi has to hit a treble, and a big one, which she has.
135.
It's a great shot.
And that puts Jitka's throw under pressure. What she'd give for a 140 here.
So much room open, you don't want to bust.
132.
Made sure of it.
Desi, you require 108.
Well, at least what she has done is leave 48, which she took out in the last leg.
Yeah, confidence breeds confidence. And Desi has to go 57. And that leaves
Jitka,
some
you
nasty
require
lead as well.
48.
It's a good cider.
Aim shot at a third. Jitka Cisarova.
It's been an opposite performance from Jitka compared to game
Four
one. The scoring
flags,
power
Desi
hasn't
to
been
throw
there yet,
first.
but 2 from 3 on the
Game on.
doubles. She'll have no complaints at that percentage.
No, if you're hitting the doubles, yeah, that's what's going to win you the game ultimately. You don't need the big
26.
scores. You just need to get yourself to the opportunity, and when it comes, she's looking pretty solid over it. She's staring it down now. She's confidence is starting to come up. His last leg she was hitting 20, 20, 20. Now she's finding the trebles. When you got the confidence, hit the triples at the back end and then hit the double. You just need to bring that little bit that opportunity forward. But if the opportunity presents itself, as we've seen with the Australians earlier in the week, yeah, not starting well, scoring well in the middle pieces to get themselves down to a double, but by that time it's too late. At the moment, Jitka has time.
43.
So on the back of the 5 from Desi, you would have backed Jitka at least the three straight darts there, but Desi's got to take an opportunity to jump back in. 5 seemed to be the order of the day. It looks like a walk in front plus an extra dart. With Desi going to be needing a few switches here.
60.
Jitka setting up the leg nicely.
Lots of Desi's darts going high and left.
It's a good pickup. That's probably what she needs to do a little bit more. If you're going to the 5 on the first dart consistently, adjust the target. Force the mistake out of Jitka.
36.
Desi seems to be throwing a bit faster at the moment. I'm wondering whether or not her own speed's getting to her. She's not as methodical as she normally is.
It's possibly the case because it's not like Jitka's a rapid thrower either.
140.
That's much better.
I know it bothered me. My first game at Lakeside, I played Davey Van Balen, and he was a very, very slow player, and I had a problem with my flights keep popping off. And I could sense the frustration in the crowd with the timing of things, so I tried to throw a little bit faster than I normally did.
You require 94.
Yeah, but in these instances, I soon learned after that game, I've just got to forget it and play my own pace, because if I try and speed myself up for the speed of the game, I'm probably going to do everything a disservice by going longer. If I take my time, I'll finish the games quicker, and that's ultimately where we want to be. Higher quality darts may take a little bit more time,
29.
but the overall time for the game will be less in the end.
I mean, how easy is
Desi,
it
you
to fall into the
require
trap of playing to someone else's
164.
pace?
Yeah, absolutely. It was one thing that I'll credit myself when I played Michael Smith. I didn't realise how fast he was. You see it on TV, but when you play it, it's very, very different. I played MVG in Melbourne. I think this was 2018. And yeah, he throws very fast. And I got caught up into the speed, into his speed, which got him, just got him into a rhythm, into a groove. And then the 2 weeks or a week later, I played Michael Smith, who was faster again. And I had to sit back and get into my own rhythm. But I mean, I had to learn through copying a caning from MVG first.
45.
But when I sat in my rhythm, I played a lot better. You know, I
Desi,
think
you
I
require
averaged 89
137.
against MVG and 96 against Michael Smith. You know, just by stepping back, playing at my speed. Desi needs a big one here. Up for 18 or staying down? Went for the 20.
43.
But yeah, you can, the speed
You
can ultimately
require
determine.
20.
I know a lot of players back home can't play slow players. They just too much time to think.
In charge at the first set.
There's the first
Jitka
set for
Cisarova.
Jitka Cisarova.
And Desi be ruined that
Second
second
set,
leg.
first leg is Desi to
Multiple
throw
darts
first.
at a double.
Game on.
And Desi's angles are a little bit off at the moment. It's really difficult because you're looking for like a half a degree change in your front foot, or you know, just move your back foot that slight little bit out to the left to close your shoulders off. And once you close your hips in, then you close your shoulders off, and then we won't get that twist as you're throwing the dart. But it's so minor. You make that mistake of overcorrecting, as Peter Machin did last night. He was throwing for the 1 through a 5.
123.
And then overcorrected and went straight into the 5, you know. 11111, overcorrect straight into the 5, and it was a big 5.
60.
It's only a 4-point difference in the averages, but there just feels to be more control from Jitka. Desi very up and down.
Yeah, Desi's playing well at the back end of legs at the moment, but not putting enough pressure on the start.
81.
But she's starting well this leg. She's put 2 good scores back to back. And this is where Jitka was really good in the first game against Anka.
60.
Even if Anka did come at her, Jitka just stayed solid and consistent. Waited for the triple instead of chasing it down. Because when you chase it down, that's where the 1s and 5s are going to come from, because you're just going to push too much.
45.
Winner of this will take on the winner of our women's game this evening. 2-time world champion Bo Greaves makes her return as she seeks a Lakeside hat-trick. She goes up against Finland's Kirsi Vinnikainen, a very capable player in her own right.
Good set from Desi, a lot more authority in that throw, and she can hear as it hitting the board. Jitka in the triple. At a time when she looks to get back in the behind in the leg. Brings herself back to par. These are times, as we said before, you just need to keep the first start straight.
90.
It's a good pickup. On those shots there, you don't want to hit the 55 and leave the 122, and you're going to be in an awkward position where you have to hit a triple. And in the first start, you know, or move all around the board. You want to be looking at shots like 107 or 100, where you've got options, more options. You can get to your favourite numbers a little bit easier.
Desi require 87.
I don't know how many other players practice, but I always try and pick 3 triples apart from the triple 20, because obviously that's where you're going to spend a lot of your time. But 3 triples and 3 doubles, that's what you're going to work on and try and bring yourself back to those numbers. So you find the ones that you hit more consistently. Like I hit a 42 quite well, I hit a 48 quite well, and a 51. 57's probably not my favourite. So if we're on shots like 77, 57's not is about a par to me as it is a 45.
65. You require 170.
But where I can't use those trebles, I've got 3 doubles as backups. Try and get myself to those. Down for 57. That's a great pickup. Tops.
77.
Maybe a slightly
Desi
last start
require
there.
22.
Desi chose, maybe unwittingly, to leave double 11.
It's an 8, so 14 left.
You require 40.
Jitka was exceptional up here the other day.
Game start to the first leg.
And does again.
Jitka Cisarova. Second leg, it's Jitka to throw first. Game on.
Some worrying signs for Desi here.
78.
It's a good pickup. Keeps the pressure on Desi.
100.
It's a good flow from Desi there, but not normally her speed. It's an unfortunate bounce out.
It's
A lot faster from Desi. She seems to have a little bit more venom in her throw at the moment, though.
Jitka prefers to glide them in almost.
Yeah. If you have a look at Jitka's arm speed, it sort of tails off at the end. But at that release point, everything just flows so smooth. It's almost like she gets the dart to the release point and then stops throwing effectively.
85.
So at the release point, it's just like a little push through and then a wash up of pace. The arm speed all but stops.
45.
But if you get into that release point comfortably, that's all that matters. This is the fastest I've ever seen Desi play. But she's playing with purpose at the moment. When hitting the back of the stem.
117.
But a nice pickup all the same.
As you require 156.
Quite a risk to go for the 19s because a single would have left 159.
Yeah, I think it was the same with
100.
Dennis Nelson yesterday. Just lost the confidence to stay up there once you get that.
Require 121.
You think, oh, I hit the back of the stem there. I'll probably do it again. So move down. But yeah, 17 probably be a better option.
As you require 56.
16 tops to break back.
Now double 16.
40.
Only gave herself one chance after missing a big number.
69.
Yeah, 18s or 10s. We're going at it. 10 for tops.
49.
A must hit shot for
As
Desi
you
here.
require 16.
Much like that double 10 in the second leg of the first set. Further
No
away.
score. Jitka, you require 20.
Poor adjustments from Desi. Jitka wants double 10 to move within a
Charge
leg.
of the second leg. Jitka Cisarova. Third leg is Desi to throw first. Game on.
5 from 11 on the doubles.
You'll take that any day of the week. Anyone would.
$85.
The scoring power is there and thereabouts, but the pegging's let her down quite a bit. I said that second leg of the first set. I think that's hurt her confidence a bit.
60.
Gives Jitka an opportunity to take control of this leg.
$121.
Straying to the ones. Last time she did that, I think she went 60-60, so fingers crossed for Desi anyway.
81.
But she's staying in touch with the leg.
Scoring's not been too bad from Desi.
It just seems to tail once we get under that 180 mark.
85.
Thinking about the doubles, probably overthinking the setup shots. And then when your first start's not going where you want it to, it just throws all the plans out the window. So it's probably a better idea just to try and get under that, like blast down to under 100 as fast as you can and then figure it out.
$135.
You say some days it just doesn't work. You can try and do all the board management and setup shots and try and hope for fair with the flying, but it's not always the case.
47.
Eric Bristow used to famously do it. He
Desi
used to
Uruguay
just throw anything and
145.
everything. They throw the kitchen sink at you until there was 2 darts, a 2-dart outshot. He says, just leave me. If I need to hit a single and I've got 2 darts, a double in my hand, I'll hit it. So any 3-dart shot that didn't require a triple, you're in trouble. So maybe just
55.
go down that line for a bit. Especially in games like these where Jitka is about 100, like 188 at the moment, you're on 90, but you've blown
60.
2 darts trying to go for the setup. So just blast it down to the lowest number you can. Obviously without getting down to a madhouse or a 3 or a 7 or something like that.
So look at the bullseye.
65.
Good effort.
Jitka Uruguay
Jitka,
128.
60 for pull. And back over to 19s. Oh, sorry, 18s. It's a
92.
good setup shot. Puts a lot of pressure on the 25.
Desi Uruguay 25.
Desi's on wood now. Misses. Gotta go inside and use that barrel.
9.
Another example of her going further away.
Jitka Uruguay 36.
And that's more nerves than anything. You get a little bit tight in the fingers, and as I said, once you get tight in the fingers,
Game.
you're gonna pull.
Jitka
Well, it
Cisarova.
wasn't a standout performance from Jitka Cisarova as it was against Anka Zilstra, but nevertheless she was too strong for Desi Mercer of New Zealand. She was very happy with the way her finishing improved from her first match. Scoring needs a bit of improvement. She'll face either Bo Greaves or Kirsi Vinikainen in the quarterfinals.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Desi Mercer.